Hi everyone. I don't know if you know this, but scientists have been trying to make an artificial sun on Earth for a while now. And now there are some competing laboratories that are trying to do it. The first one I ever heard about was this one here, and this is in California. And just have a look at this to show you how serious they are. They intended to do this in 2009, and what they do is they have a pinhead size fuel and they put it in a capsule and then they shoot it with lasers to try to ignite it, with like heat and speed and everything. So this one, they wanted to create this man-made star, and this was going to be in 2009. They were trying to do that, and that was at this place, National Ignition Facility in Livermore, California. And I don't know what happened to that, but I want to show you these other ones because I discovered this one place where they're building a facility that is monumental, maybe bigger than CERN, and they're going to try to establish this fusion star, plasma fusion, just like what's inside the sun on Earth, to create this energy, which is really amazing. So anyway, there was the one, the Lawrence Livermore Laboratory, and then there's MIT. They have Plasma Science and Fusion Center, so trying to create an artificial sun, and this was in 2010. But now there's something else. It's called the ITER, I-T-E-R, and in 2018 they want to create this. Okay, here's a little article from People's Daily Online, because China is involved, Russia is involved, India is involved. It's like a little United Nations wanting to create an artificial sun. So let me just read this right here. Okay, this is 2019. Yeah, it was going to take 10 years. Dozens of top nuclear scientists around the world are busy working on the International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor construction site in southern France. They plan to make an artificial sun in 2018. And when you hear about how it works, they have to contain it they have to contain it, and they're going to hold it in there with magnets. But what if it escapes? What if something goes wrong? Anyway, currently there are 7 national and supranational parties participating in the multi-billion euro ITER project. They are the European Union, India, Japan, People's Republic of China, Russia, Republic of Korea, and the US. Okay, designed to produce approximately 500 megawatts of fusion power sustained for up to 1,000 seconds. It's not very long. Through the fusion of about 0.5, whatever that is, of deuterium mixture in its approximately 840 M3 reactor chamber. Okay, I don't know how to read all these numbers, but anyway, while many have disputed the project's ability to create such energy source, many scientists maintain such a fusion reactor could lessen China's energy crisis by providing cleaner, endless energy at significantly lower cost. Okay, that's the aim, but it is experimental. Totally experimental. And here is a pretty good article in layman's terms to explain it. And you can look up on YouTube some videos where they show the torque shaped, it's donut shaped um, container, and quite amazing. Okay, so this is from the New Yorker. The New Yorker, Rafi Kachadorian, A Star in a Bottle. Years from now, maybe in a decade, maybe sooner. So this was okay. This was just published March 3rd, 2014. So they pushed it ahead 10 years. If all goes according to plan, the most complex machine ever built will be switched on in the alpine forest in the south of France. So I thought CERN was the most complex machine ever built. Well, maybe until now. The machine, called the International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor, or ITER, will stand 100 feet tall and will weigh 23,000 tons, more than twice the weight of the Eiffel Tower. At its core, densely packed high-precision equipment will encase a cavernous vacuum chamber in which a superhot cloud of heavy hydrogen will rotate faster than the speed of sound, twisting like a strand of DNA as it circulates. The cloud will be scorched by electric current, a surge so forceful that it will make lightning seem like a tiny arc of static electricity, and bombarded by concentrated waves of radiation, beams of uncharged particles, the energy in them so great it would vaporize a car in seconds, will pour into the chamber, adding tremendous heat. In this way, the circulating hydrogen will become ionized and achieve temperatures exceeding 200 million degrees Celsius, more than 10 times as hot as the sun at its blazing core. Doesn't that sound risky and dangerous? 10 times as hot as the sun? No natural phenomenon on Earth will be hotter. Oh my goodness. Like the sun, the cloud will go nuclear. The zooming hydrogen atoms, in a state of extreme kinetic excitement, will slam into one another, fusing to form a new element, helium, and with each atomic coupling, explosive energy will be released. Intense heat, gamma rays, X-rays, a torrential flux of fast-moving neutrons propelled in every direction. Okay, so they're going to blow up the Earth eventually, you know, with atomic bombs, atomic nuclear power stations, CERN, HARP. They're just like really pushing it. They've got some incredible weapons that they're dealing with right now. Not to mention replicating nanobots that could turn the whole place into gray goo, right? And the things that can get into people that are going to eat their brains away so they become zombies, etc. No one knows what's going to happen. Oh yes, we do, because the Bible tells us good things are going to happen. This place is going to burn up, and there will be a new earth, and that's the way it is. The heavens will roll back like a scroll. Anyway, there isn't a physical substance that could contain such a thing. Oh my goodness. And remember, it's an experiment. Metals, plastics, ceramics, concrete, even pure diamond, all would be obliterated on contact. And so the machine will hold this superheated cloud in a magnetic bottle using the largest system of superconducting magnets in the world. And this is what CERN uses also, magnets. Just feet from the reactor's core, the magnets will be cooled to 269 degrees below zero, nearly the temperature of deep space. Caught in the grip of their titanic forces, the official earthbound sun will be suspended under tremendous pressure in the pristine nothingness of ITER's vacuum interior. So they're going to suspend this artificial sun in a vacuum interior. Wow. For the machine's creators, this process, sparking and controlling a self-sustaining synthetic star, will be the culmination of decades of preparation, billions of dollars worth of investment, and immeasurable ingenuity, misdirection, recalibration, infighting, heartache, and ridicule. Few engineering feats can compare in scale, in technical complexity, in ambition, or hubris. I always forget how to pronounce this word. Even the ITER organization, a makeshift scientific United Nations assembled 8 years ago to construct the machine, is unprecedented. 35 countries representing more than half the world's population are invested in the project, which is so complex to finance that it requires its own currency, the ITER unit of account. Now that's interesting. Okay, did you know they're going to try to create a sun on Earth and suspend it inside of a container? And they have their own money, the ITER unit of account. No one knows ITER's true cost, which may be incalculable, but estimates have been rising steadily, and a conservative figure rests at $20 billion, a sum that makes ITER the most expensive scientific instrument on Earth. Okay, more than all the great telescopes and CERN and all these different things. Amazing. But if it is truly possible to bottle up a star and to do so economically, the technology could solve the world's energy problems for the next 30 million years and help save the planet from environmental catastrophe. Hydrogen, a primordial element, is the most abundant atom in the universe, a potential fuel that poses little risk of scarcity. Eventually, the physicists hope, commercial reactors modeled on ITER will be built, too, generating terawatts of power with no carbon, virtually no pollution, and scant radioactive waste. Well, it sounds good if it can be done. But what are the risks? What if something goes wrong and starts some other, what if we have a runaway sun on Earth? The reactor would run on no more than seawater and lithium. It would never melt down. It would realize a yearning as old as the story of Prometheus to bring the light of heavens to Earth and bend it to humanity's will. ITER in Latin means the way, but it isn't an acronym, so it doesn't totally mean the way. The main road to the ITER construction site from Aix-en-Provence, where I had booked a room, is the A51 highway. Okay, I'm not going to read this all the way down there. They have a NASA-style control room. Oh, that will one day be built. Well, okay, I put a link to this. You can read the whole article. It was first proposed. This was in 1985. All right, here's a question down here. Big machines either work or they're supposed to, or they don't. Compromise and politesse can be disastrous. Thousands of components, many of them huge machines in their own right, must be slotted beside one another more or less perfectly, and there will be scant ability to correct imperfections after they are delivered. Ultimately, the project's success may rest on a simple question: will everything fit together? Okay, it's a pretty long article, actually. So, takes a little time to read it. The Star Builders. They're actually going to try to make a sun on Earth. Okay, let's see what the last sentence says. Into the machine. So there's a lot of technical. Okay, they're trying to stay on schedule, I know, but there's a lot of talk about the expense, trying to keep on the budget and the time. You know, it's to build something. Well, I think they have another thing I read about it was they expected to get this really happening in 2050. Oh yeah, and tokamaks. I looked that up a little bit. The plasma's volatile magnetic storms and turbulence are far better understood. Okay, so the Soviet has a tokamak reactor. All right, impossible to read this whole thing right now, but quite fascinating, wouldn't you say? All right, let's see what the ending says here. The scientists working on ITER have a dream that could be as powerful as Martin Luther King's, not for human equality, but for energy independence. We won't see this dream realized, but each day I go to work, I have a hidden smile knowing that I am helping us to get one day closer to our ITER dream. So, someone said that. What does he mean? We won't see this dream realized. So it's just going to be too far in the future to do it. Anyway, okay, what else I want to show you is the ITER site. And that is here. And you can find out all about it because international research to tackle a global issue. So over the next 50 years, the global demand for energy may double. So here's their machine, and like I said, there are lots of videos. They have videos on here too. So this is their official site, and press releases. They're a bit old, but it's still happening. So this is May 10th. Brussels, May 10th. But this is really an intense project. Okay, here's the experimental reactor, which will produce the physical reaction fusion that occurs in the sun and stars. Previous experiments have already shown that it is possible to replicate this process on Earth. Possible. Oh, this is what else I wanted to show you. ITER will be capable of generating 500 million watts of fusion power and will be the basis for a demonstration power plant called DEMO, or demo, but they got it from demonstration. But look at that. If they had put the N on, it would be demon. So it's in Cadarache, south of France. So it explains what is fusion, what are the attraction of fusion as an energy source, and when will fusion power become available. The International ITER Agreement of November 2006 has an initial duration of 35 years in order to construct 10 years, operate 20 years, and deactivate 5 years the ITER facilities. I don't know what that means, deactivate. The construction period, the most intense in terms of resource needs, will culminate in the so-called first plasma, the physics process materializing the start of operation. Okay, so they are going to create a star on Earth. Okay, now what else I wanted to show you is well, maybe I'll leave that to my next video, because it's something you really got to see too. Okay, thank you for watching this. And there's only one real sun, you know. Jesus is the light, right? And so put your faith and trust in him, because things are moving towards the edge. Really moving towards the edge. Okay, thanks for watching. God bless you all.